Probably. And here we are. So here we are. Oh, here we are. Hello, I am live. Hello, welcome to my home. I am Victoria Wilder, author of Lullaby of the Lilitu, a gothic fantasy that just came out in 2019, as well as this beautiful, look at that, short story collection. I am one of the authors in that collection, and I also wrote this awesome poetry collection, which you'll like, I'm sure. Hi, I'm Victoria. Welcome to my house. And today we are going to be doing some write-ins. I'm not really sure if anyone's here yet. Whenever you get here, just say hi. If you come in during a write-in, or well, I guess you won't see this if you come in during a write-in, but it will be quiet during write-ins. If you have never been to a write-in, well, basically I ramble for a few minutes and then we start writing. You can write or you can work on another project. You can do homework, do schoolwork, you can do dishes, whatever you want during that 20-minute period. But the idea of sprints, and I generally do about 20 minutes, but I'll start with a warm-up. The idea about sprints is generally you are forced to kind of sit down and focus on the work at hand for like a certain amount of time and do nothing else, think about nothing else, and just focus on that. You don't go research, you don't go typing things up. And I often will break this rule where I will go research things because that's just who I am. Rules are guidelines of a sort. But in general, you're supposed to just focus on the thing that you're doing during that sprint and then take a break. And that gives your brain kind of, I guess, a little bit of time to just like relax and get back into a fresher space so that when you start again into your next sprint, you can get things done. And this method has been shown to really, really increase the output, especially of writers. But anybody who uses this method, I think it's called like the Pomodoro method or something like that. I'm not looking that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And so this method basically is just kind of meant to help us create more in a small amount of time because we're more focused and actually be a lot more efficient with the things we do. And I have found that with my writing, this has been life-changing. Like being able to have 20 minutes at a time where I can get some work done has actually made a huge, huge difference in my ability to do my writing. So today, what we're going to do in maybe 8 minutes or so, I'll start at like the 10-minute mark, and that gives people a little bit of time to come in. 7 minutes. So 9:10, that gives people a little bit of time to come in before we start, and then we'll get to writing. And today I'm writing in my notebook instead of typing on my computer, just because the last couple of days have been just more notebook driven, I guess. It's been easier to write there. And on top of that, it's just been a strange week. Not the easiest week, not the hardest week either, not the worst week. It's just been a lot of stuff has been happening, and now here we are, and here I am with a foam flower in my hair. Sorry. I have cat hair on my face somewhere. I can like feel it. Like I feel like it's like right here, but I can't see it. Sorry guys. This is the quality content you come here for. To watch me pull hair out of my nose. It's great. Anywho, looks like people are here. Please feel free to say hi in the comment section, in the chat section. And if you guys have any questions, you have anything that you like want to know as we're going along, just let me know and I will do my best to give you some answers. They may or may not be the right answers, but I'll give you something, you know what I mean? So here we are. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. I wrote this book over the last, since 2011, so the last 9 years, I wrote and published that book, Lullaby of the Lilitu. And right now, what I'm working on is its sequel, Scourge of the Lilitu. And I finished outlining this sequel about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. And yeah, maybe like 2 weeks ago, because I did take a break in between, a few days of break. Then I started writing it, and now I've started drafting it, and I'm only in the second chapter at this point with the draft. And it's not, I don't know how to explain it. There's something that's still missing, and I know that'll come later, like in the second or third draft, that, and with edits and with beta readers and with other people helping me figure that out. It doesn't make it less, frustrating to just not really understand what it is that I need to pull out of this story. So right now, the way I'm doing it is I'm just trying to write it kind of with the same attitude that I did the last book I wrote, Diva, where I'm not trying to think about those things. My emotions are different than when I was writing Lullaby of the Little Two, and I have to approach it in that different mindset because I'm just not where I was when I started that other book. Seriously, you guys don't see cat hair? Like, I just feel... Okay. But like, it's a process, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing today. We're working on Scourge. We're on the second chapter, and it's in a different, it's weird. It's a weird book. I'm sorry, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be right back. I am going to go figure out this situation without like being on camera, trying to figure out why I feel like there's a hair tickling in my nose. And I will be right back in literally like a split second. Okay. Yay for Kleenex. Hopefully that made a difference. And if it didn't, well, here we are. We have 4 more minutes until our sprint starts. Let me know if you are working on something. Let me know what you're writing. Let me know what you have been doing all week long, I guess. What you've been working on, what your projects are, what inspires you, what made you get out of bed today. You know, just let me know how you're doing. Let's see. 'Tis 9:07, so we have approximately 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put my phone in silent mode so that any buzzing doesn't like distract us during the thingamajiggers. You know what I'm talking about. The thing. You know the thing. This thing. The write-in thing. The thing that we're here for. I don't want distractions. I don't want interruptions. Because actually, even though it's not necessarily the easiest process, which is it ever, I'm really enjoying writing this book. Especially the scene that I'm on right now. I have been looking forward to writing this scene since I started plotting the book. It's the first scene I plotted, even before, I mean, it's the second scene in the book, but it's the very first scene I plotted of the book. And I actually kind of had an idea of what this scene would be like 10 years ago, or well, like 9 or 8 years ago, whenever I started this book, because a lot of what's happening is stuff that happened in the past. And so it's things like that I had to know. And hopefully it doesn't come off as like extreme exposition. You know what I mean? Like how certain prologues, it's not a prologue, but how certain prologues come off as just like exposition, where it's just like telling you the lay of the land and all the stuff about the people. Hopefully it's actually, while it is prologue style information, like it is not information that will, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's important information to know, and it does lay out the basis for the story, but it's not like, it's not telling you like what the landscape looks like, or it's just not boring, or at least I hope it's not. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So we have 2 minutes. And your prompt today, and as usual, I am just coming up with these prompts literally right now on the second, using my own notes for this book as an idea. But your prompt today is someone your character trusted betrays them. So take that as you will. Someone your character trusted betrays them. And also maybe take that as a clue to what this scene's about. Maybe. Who knows? So I will be writing in my notebook. And then at some point later, I'll probably try to type this stuff up, because that's just how I do things. So we have exactly 1 minute. I'm going to set up the timer here for 15 minutes. We'll start at 15 minutes as a warm-up, and then we'll move into 20 for the next 2 sprints, and we'll probably only do 2. That's generally how much time I have in me before I get hungry and sleepy again. And I do say again because I kind of just woke up from a nap like an hour ago, but it's the winter, guys, and I'm a sleepy girl. I've always been a sleepy girl. It is my lot in life. I want to take naps, and I want to eat chocolate, and I want to drink wine and water, and I want to stare at my pet cat, and then I want to take more naps. And then sometime in between that, I want to write books. So we have 10 seconds. Let us get started, get ready, and then we will write. And I'll see you guys in 20 or through. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Stinker. Oh, timer's done. Did not hear it. Have no idea when it went off. But hello. Oh, it was in my headphones, that's why. Hey, DL Stewart, how's it going? Welcome. You just missed our first sprint, but there will be more. And if you were a part of it, tell me how it went. And if you did some writing or did something else in that last like 15 minutes, tell me how that went. For me, it went pretty well. I did take a couple of breaks. My stomach started growling, so I got a donut. And then I was eating the donut, and I got chocolate all over my hands. So that was my sprint. Also, I did some writing, which was pretty cool. I'm actually kind of excited for where I am right now. I'm not 100% sure. I know what's going to happen next. I know exactly what's happening next. But the way it plays out in, I guess, on screen, so to speak, for lack of a better term in my head, the way it plays out on screen isn't concrete yet. But it kind of is. I mean, I just have to sit down, have to keep writing because it's kind of flowing out really well. And the only issue is that it's set in a time where I have no idea how people spoke. I have no idea how people lived. I researched it, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information on this civilization in general. And we especially have like practically no information on how they lived, like their domestic lifestyles and what their houses even looked like, because their houses were made of wood, so they've like degraded over the years. So there's been a lot of like I don't really know what the setting, I mean, I have an idea in my head of what the setting is. I just don't know if it's accurate to the timing or the location that I've placed it in. I just joined. I'm making manwiches at the moment. Manwiches are good. I remember they used to have like those manwich commercials back when I would watch commercials. That's all I remember. Manwich and Sloppy Joe commercials. I am still so hungry. That donut did very little. So here's what we'll do. We'll take another maybe 5 or so minutes. We'll give it till the 35, let's say, and then we'll write again for 20 minutes. So for 5 more minutes, let's talk about how hungry I am. And you've mentioned manwiches, which adds to the hunger, except I'm a vegetarian, but at this point, I would eat a horse. I wouldn't. I'd die first. I'd eat a person first. Please don't quote me on that. Like, if I ever become like famous, don't go around being like, she said she would eat people, because I did say that, and I've said that many times, multiple times, and I am not sure if it is untrue. Like, if there was a apocalypse situation, I feel like I would need like, I don't know. I would need us to get to the point where people are like, listen, we have like 2 months left of food for everybody if we eat in small rations. That is when I would be like, listen, Bob over there, he has not been helping anybody. And he definitely had double rations yesterday. Let's just eat Bob. And then we'll see what happens. So, but you know, I don't need everybody knowing that. I don't need the whole world to understand that I would quickly go cannibal in an apocalypse situation, because that's not a good look, is it? Is it? I need people, preferably if they're dead, but they don't have to be. Same. Like, if it's that kind of situation, like, listen, I heard it tastes like pork. I'm sorry, Bob, but you were useless. Bob tries. He tries his best. I like to think when I say Bob, I think about Bob Pancakes from The Sims 4. No one likes Bob. He's a character in The Sims 4 with his wife Eliza. They don't have a very happy relationship. If you look into the history, their relationship levels are kind of low, and they have separate bedrooms in their house, and they're entirely different personalities. It's amazing that they're married at all. The Sims creators don't, in The Sims 4, they don't give you enough backstory, so you kind of have to make your own. But either way, a lot of people either don't like Bob or don't like Eliza or just hate them both. So if we meet a Bob and or Eliza in real life, barbecue them, I guess. I don't know, guys. I had a nap. That's been most of my day. Well, I went to sleep at 2 p.m. after being awake the entire night and day before. So I forgive myself, and I hope you forgive me too. Yeah, I tend to stay up very late at night, often writing, so I did get some writing for my daily dose of writing done. I actually, let's see, I don't know. I've done a lot, as you can see, of these first couple of chapters. I've made a lot of mistakes, changed my mind a lot of times, but here we are, writing another book. And the first time I wrote a book was this crazy experience where I didn't know what I was doing. It was so exciting, and it's still exciting every time I write a book, but it was this new thing. It was I am writing a book, and then I stopped, and then it was I'm going to write it eventually. And then it was a back and forth thing for a long time. And then finally, a couple years ago, I was I'm going to finish a book. I'm not just going to start writing a book and eventually finish it. I'm going to finish this damn book. I need to, and I'm going to publish this damn book, and that has to happen. And that was this really exciting thing, and everybody was all oh, you're writing a book, so cool. Oh, that's so exciting. You're writing your first book. Oh, yay. But now I'm writing my third book, and people are cool, you write books. We know. We've known this. And it's just I still need some support, guys. I still need some enthusiasm, some excitement, to keep me motivated. I mean, I can do that myself, but it would be nice to have a little bit of extra motivation, right? How do you get motivated? What do people do? Or do people do anything to help you get motivated? Or do you end up I guess essentially having to self-motivate, having to guide yourself into creating things without what kind of support do you have? Do you have any? I do know that my mom's very supportive of my work, or at least she's verbally supportive. I don't think she's ever read my book, but she has my book, and that's a start. I have a lot of really, really good friends who are very supportive. I know when my book first launched, I think I sold 30 copies just to my friends and family, and then it sold to strangers actually on Amazon, and I don't know who bought it, but that's really exciting. But I know that to my friends, they bought from my website because they bought it signed, so that's really cool. I do have a pretty good support system. I'm lucky because I know a lot of writers out there, they don't feel like they do. Okay, it is almost 35, so we are going to move on to our next DL. I know the feeling. I have a couple of supportive people, but mainly I just do it because. Yeah, and I mean, that's what you're going to do. If you're going to write, regardless of whether someone likes it. But it does feel better to have support. It really does feel good to feel that someone actually gives a damn that you're doing something so big, and it is big. As we like to get into minutia, and as an author, I tend to minimize the things that I do, or just not as an author, as a person, as a Victoria. Okay, we're gonna go another 5 minutes because we're talking, so we'll start at the 40. But as a Victoria, I tend to really, really not I don't know what happened. I like to blame it on this thing that happened when I was in the 6th grade when I got a letter from, or maybe it was it 6th or 9th grade? It was all the same building and the same teachers and crap. But I got a letter from UIC, which was one of the colleges that I wanted to go to. And it was just a invitation to tour the campus. But I was so excited. And then a lot of my friends around were or not friends, but just the people in my classroom, they were making fun of me for being excited. And they were it's not even you're not going to college. They just want you to come check it out. And I'm they sent me a letter to my school through my teacher so that I could come. That's exciting. But people were not happy. And while that's not something I want to hold on to. I do kind of picture it as the moment when I stopped letting myself get super excited in public and around people, and I would just kind of like hold my excitement until I got home. And it eventually became this thing where now it's like no matter what I'm doing, like even when I was writing this first book, as happy and excited as I was, the reason it took so long is because I was like, I'm writing a book, it's not that important. And then like even now, it's like I know how important books are, to my life, to the life of other people. I know how important writing can be, how stories have basically created society as we know it and will create society in the future. The stories that we have now are what like archaeologists are going to look at 1,000 years from now. They're going to see these stories, as long as like they're not gone because they're just digital, mine are physical. People are going to see these stories, and that's going to shape the future. That's going to shape their mindset. It's going to shape their emotions. It's going to shape something in someone's life, right? So it's a pretty big deal to write a book. But I don't like, for me, it's just like, I'm writing a book. And after it's written, then I'm like, yes, I wrote a book, beach. But like, as I'm writing it, it's just like, this is, And I know I'm not the only writer who feels that way. I'm definitely not. Like, we all kind of have that moment where it's just like, So I think it's good to have other people who are excited for me to just kind of remind me that like I don't suck entirely, and that like this is valuable, I guess, if that's the right word. I don't know. But it helps. It just helps to have other people supporting me. And I don't have like a million people supporting me, but I've got enough where I feel I guess safe, or I feel like I'm on the right path, I guess, if that makes any sense. Hi, kitten. Hi. She's like over here licking her chops because she just had a taste of Noms. Either that or she wants to eat me because human flesh is so good, as we have established. Hi. Hello. Hi, can you come here? Come here, you want to say hi to people? Come here. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, come here. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, come here. I feel so rejected. She was just staring at me for a full minute and a half. And then as soon as I'm like, Brooklyn, come here, she just like, nah. Not looking at me, not responding, nothing. Brooklyn, come here. Come here. Come here, come get on my lap. Come here. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, do you care? Brooklyn, do you understand humans? She doesn't understand humans, and she does not give a dang what I say. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need to feel loved by my own cat. It's fine. Okay, guys, now we have 1 minute for real, and we're gonna start. We're gonna do 20 minutes, and yeah, just get it out, I guess. Hey, Beepy. We're gonna do. I'm gonna try to get this chapter done tonight, so that's exciting. I don't know if I'll do it during this video, but definitely be getting this chapter done tonight. Which means I'll have 2 chapters in this book. Hey, hey, can you not? Hey, can you not do that? Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Okay, so she's over there scratching our bed, scratching furniture. This is the longest minute ever. It's still 9:39. Is that accurate? It is accurate. Okay, she's done. And it is 9:40. Perfect timing. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's do this. Look at that. 20 minutes gone by in the blink of an eye. Gotta go. Happy writing. See you, DL. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you got some writing done, or you enjoyed your manwich, you enjoyed your lunch. Whew, we'll do one more because I'm already kind of tired. And yeah, so that was the 20-minute write-in. I think we'll do the next one for like 25 minutes just to kind of like staircase it. And then also because I really kind of want to finish this chapter, and I don't think I will during this video, but I will tonight, and that's exciting. So we're going to change this to 25 minutes, and we will maybe on the 5, since DL's left, I don't know who else is here. He's the only one that was commenting, but if you are here, please feel free to comment, say hello, or goodbye, or happy whatever holiday this might be. I don't know. We did have someone comment something kind of inappropriate earlier, so I went ahead and reported that, because I don't have time for your nonsense, guys. And generally, if like it's one of those fun chat videos, then I might entertain a troll or two, just, you know, for the heck of it. But I'm writing right now, okay? This is writing time. So yes, I have this foam flower that is existing within my hair. I like it. It's cute. This foam flower came from those flower crowns that are on my closet all the time that I got at a rainbow unicorn party a couple years ago, where I had a like inflatable unicorn horn, and then those were at the parties, so we put those on, and yeah, now they're decoration for my hair and for my home. You know, that's how we do things. Let's see. There are not really any questions, so I guess I'll just talk about what I was just writing without giving any details, because spoilers. Because usually what I do and what I'm going to do with this book is put the first chapter up on my website, and that is like the opening chapter, so anybody can read the opening chapter of the book. I did that with Lullaby, so I'm going to probably do that with Scourge as well when I create a page for it. So this is like not that chapter. I don't know if I'm going to put it up first. I like this chapter a lot, but like I said, it doesn't necessarily reflect the rest of the book, so that would be a good reason to put it up. It's just like that it's the second chapter in the book. We'll see. The first things I'm going to do is I'm going to put these chapters on my Patreon later, after I've given myself a little bit of time to go back and look at it and zhuzh it up a bit and do at least like a little quick mini edit, not like the full-on book edit, but like just of those chapters. And then I'll be putting those up on my Patreon. So if you didn't know, I do have a Patreon. The link is in the description, and you can support me there. You can also read the first 6 chapters of my novel Diva, which isn't anywhere right now. And you can also, you're going to be able to read the first couple of chapters of Scourge of the Lilith too. And if you've read the first book, how is it not exciting? It's super exciting. You know it's exciting. I know it's exciting. We all know how exciting it is. So we have about 2 more minutes. This chapter, as it's happening right now, it's about to switch into like a different scene. It's in the same setting, it's in the same chapter, but the scene changes, and it's like I don't know. I guess I do time skips and time jumps backwards and time jumps forward because time is irrelevant. But there's a fire, there's a family, there's trouble, and I have to figure out, I guess, just how to get it on the paper now, because I already plotted it. I already figured out what's happening. I just got to figure out how to get it on the paper, and I'm doing that. It's okay. It's just like because of the time skip, it's almost like I have to change the mood a little bit. And I'm also considering just cutting out the time skip altogether, or at least not having it as big as it is, and just maybe having it a fraction of the amount of time that I gave for the time skip, which would, I mean, that would make sense. That would be my pattern. Lullaby of the Lilith was supposed to span across 3 years. It ends up spanning across about a year, about 11 months. So it starts in December 20-something, and then 2033, and then ends in, or 2034, and then ends in November 2034. I is now the 5. We're going to do 25 minutes, and then I will come back. And if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you want to know, want to ask before I leave, if I have any last minute things to say, we will do so at that point. But 25 minutes on the clock, and go. 'tis 10:30, and that is time, my friends. So that was our last sprint, 25 minutes. I think it went pretty well for me. How did you go? Because I'm writing it down, I don't know my word count just yet. I am going to type this up either when I'm done writing this section or when I'm done with this video, and I'll just type it up and then go back to writing because I might need a break. Yeah, I think I will, because this is actually going to be a lot longer than I expected it to be. For some reason in my brain, I thought this was going to be like, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 scenes. This is going to be actually a couple of different scenes in the same chapter, in the same experience. But yeah, there's actually quite a bit more to go here, and I didn't expect it to be this long. I should have, because the outline I wrote for this for this scene, the set of scenes is like really extensive. Or not, like the outline itself isn't that extensive, not like my whole book outline, but it's like detailed. It's like bullet points. It's like step by step. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what they're feeling while this is happening. This is what's happening. And it's like the most step by step section that I have plotted out of the whole book, because like I said, I plotted this out forever ago. I actually did this particular bullet point plot 1.5 years ago ish. I remember doing it and then going out to drink with Julian, and we went to this bar that was like closing down, and my friend worked there as a bartender. So like that was a cool night. It was like, I'm going to talk about my book, and I'm going to talk about this thing that's coming up. And this wasn't even published yet. Like Lullaby Below 2 wasn't even out yet, and I was already plotting this scene. So it's bigger than I guess my brain expected it to be. It's going to be a lot longer. It's going to be a lot longer, and it's going to be just as involved, I guess, as I imagined it to be. And that's cool. That's exciting. It's just going to be a lot more than I expected. So I'm probably going to be writing a little bit later. I don't know, because Julian's probably going to be home in like half an hour or so, and then we're probably going to have a real dinner. I'm going to eat something before that, but we're probably going to have a real dinner because we generally eat late and hang out for a couple of hours before I get to finish writing. We'll see. I'm going to go eat, like I said, and I'm going to go chill a little bit and like just maybe do some stuff around the house, or maybe read, or go on YouTube, play some guitar. I don't know how to play guitar, so I looked up some tutorials to learn songs, because I'm not really good at learning like chords and all that stuff. But if it's a specific song, then I can probably figure that out. So I'm probably going to do a little, I can't learn guitar. It's like 10 p.m., isn't it? Never mind. I have neighbors. But I am probably going to do some other creative or fun stuff. Maybe I'll color. I just want to do something creative that is not writing, just so that I'm keeping the juices going but not burning myself out on the writing. I don't want to do that because I'm really, really excited about what's happening, but I can already tell that even now I'm getting a little bit tired. It could also be because of this light here. So there's this light up here that like burns the heck out of my eyes, or like exhausts them. Either way, it's time to rest. It is time to eat. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate all the support. Thank you, DL. I know you're gone already, but just thank you for being here much of the time. Thank you to anyone else who's here, anyone else who may be watching. Feel free, like, don't be shy, guys. Come say hi to me, message me. I'm on Facebook. All my links are in the description. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm supposed to be taking a break from Twitter, but I have literally not done that. So we'll see. I'm supposed to be taking a few days from Twitter because it's exhausting. That is a story for another day, what's going on over there. But it's a lot for me. So I'm supposed to be taking a break, but I haven't yet because it's really, really hard to break myself away from what's going on. So we'll see. I'm going to try to rest. But I love you all. Thank you so very much for being here. I do hope that you enjoyed this write-in. I will be doing this next week on Wednesday, February 12th. I was going to say May for some reason. On Wednesday, February 12th, I will be doing it earlier in the day, probably like 6 or 7 p.m. because there's an event that I want to go to later in the day. And if I'm not feeling up to it, like if the weather is really gross, then I'll just do this at the normal time. It was late tonight because my dishwasher was running at 8 o'clock, and I was like, I'm not I'm not going to do that with the dishwasher running. And so I just like chilled until that was done. But here we are. And here we go. Thank you again. I'll see you guys next Wednesday at around 6 or 7 p.m. I will let you know on Twitter and on Facebook. So those are the best ways to find out when new write-ins are happening or new videos. Sometimes I do live chats, or we just talk about random stuff, including writing, especially writing, mostly writing, but also other random stuff. Go check out last week's if you want a taste. Is that all? Links in the description. I love you. Thank you. Have a beautiful, wonderful week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Remember always that I love you. Bye.